On this video, I want to go over the fundamental differences between having a channel on YouTube versus having a channel on TV. I do want to say up front, you should have both. Ideally, you should have both. And if you're working with us to build your channel, you will absolutely have to have both because we use YouTube as the repository for the videos that you want us to load to your channel for you. Or if you have your own portal, depending on the package of the TV channel you choose through us, we still want to ensure that you are not using copyrighted issues or any problems with the content. So before we worry about that, because you may be having your channel built through some other source other than us, but let's look at the differences between YouTube and television. So the center of this chart here is the items that I will be comparing, starting with the screen that is viewed on. While YouTube is viewed on computers and mobile devices, YouTube actually just put out data to suggest that a lot of their views very recently have spiked from the television platform, which means TV being the largest screen is where a lot of people are consuming content through these apps, whether it's YouTube or television. So television is a premium experience because it is the largest screen in the home. It is where a lot of people gather. So if your family family and friends want to watch a movie, it's elections, it's the Olympics, whatever, it is a gathering place. And so the large screen is the traditional screen for television, but YouTube has seen a rise in views from TV. Saturation. Now, YouTube is very crowded. I built a channel, a fitness channel for a client. And at the time when I built it, hers was the 17th fitness channel on Roku. YouTube, on the other hand, has millions of channels. In fact, as the date of this video, they have 114 million channels on YouTube, many of which are fitness related. So there's a lot of saturation in various niches on YouTube and almost none on TV. TV has had a barrier of entry for so long for the small guy, people like you and me, that it has just been so long and people have never had, it has just been an opportunity that has been unavailable to most people. Now that OTT exists, people like you and I can have a TV channel for our brand, which means that you have a really great opportunity to have low to no competition on television. I built out a legal channel for another client, and hers was the fourth legal channel on television at the time that I built it. There are all types of Roku TV channel, guys. And when I say Roku, I really mean OTT channels, but Roku is the biggest in the United States. There are coaching channels, there are public publisher channels, there are sports channels, and I'm not talking the big sports people. I'm talking about, I just did one for a guy who I just did a channel for somebody who does commentary on baseball. So there are so many opportunities to be one of few or one of none on television right now if you jump on in the early opportunities for you to have a channel before it gets crowded like everything else. Now, when it comes to influencer status, because YouTube and other social media have the metrics visible, the user metrics are visible, the view count, the likes count, the comments, all of those things, those interaction metrics are visible. It truly is harder to establish influencer status on those platforms. You have to be knocking out the numbers to be considered an influencer on those platforms. TV does not advertise the engagement. Now, if you have a million people watching your show, obviously you're going to tell people that, and you'll probably capture the social proof to show it to them. But this is where the equalizer opportunity comes in. If your channel on social media has amazing content, but because you have such low social proof, very low views and very low engagement scores, that alone is why people haven't turned on and watched your content. They have determined before they've even seen it, its value based on the social validation of others. TV is a great equalizer. It takes that out of the equation, and just the fact that you're on TV is already amazing to so many people. And now when you are findable on TV, it creates a perception, and perception is sometimes the reality for many. It creates a perception that you are larger than your competitor. So it becomes almost instantaneous to be seen as an influencer in your niche, in your industry, because you have a television channel and the others do not. Now, when it comes to content ad interruption, on YouTube, it's unavoidable. Even if your channel is not monetized, YouTube is going to run ads on your channel. On television, you have the choice. On PSI TV, we do have ad run capacity. We can have our shows interrupted and ads shown. We've chosen not to. We feel that we've worked so hard to gain the attention of our viewers, and the income from the ads are just so minuscule. In fact, the TV ad income is significantly less than YouTube. We've not felt it was worth it to interrupt our content for that. In any case, people are already paying us to be on our show, so we're monetized that way. We've not felt the need to. You may want to. We're also often approached by advertisers who want to interrupt our show, and they'll pay us directly. We've chosen not to go that way as well. But on YouTube or other social media, you don't have the option. On television, you do, and we've determined not to. But if you do want to allow it on your channel, it is an absolute opportunity for you. One easy, quick way to do it, regardless of your channel package, is to charge your prospect and tack on their ad to your video. Now, moving on, building authority. Again, on social media, especially YouTube, some of you will never get any traction no matter how much effort you put out. Again, you're competing with millions and millions. So let's just start there. YouTube at this point has 114 million channels. Roku, as large as it is, and as it is the largest television platform in America, they have less than 35,000 television channels on Roku. That is because the television industry is going through a huge evolution right now. Cable TV will almost be a complete dinosaur very shortly. And OTT like Roku and Apple TV are the types of television. It allows you to binge watch your content. That's the kind of television platform the OTT channel is. And you can really have traction almost instantly simply because you are one of a few. You are not competing with millions and millions and millions of other competitors for people's attention. And when people turn on their television, there is just so little content opportunities. We have watched the same things over and over and over again, which is one of the reasons why one of the channels that we created for Roku is called UGC TV, User Generated Content TV, where we will actually receive video content and post there, which is different from PSI TV, where we are an interview style show. And that is because the big box boys like Paramount and Fox and all of these bigger producers are producing these big box movies, and they'll put out maybe one a year. And so you're finding that kids have to rewatch shows and so forth. So that is another reason why YouTube has had so many views from the TV platform, because when people run out of things to watch on television, they click over to YouTube. And what are they watching? Content that you and I make, things that you and I make, things like what I put on my TV channel is exactly what they're watching. So when it comes to building authority, it is way, way easier, almost instant on TV. Now, on YouTube, they used to have a larger criteria. They've recently dropped it. After a 500 subscribers and I think maybe 1,000 watch hours, I'm not sure, go check on that. It used to be 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, but they did change it recently. So you still need to have some traction on YouTube for you to have a monetized channel. On television, you can be monetized from day one. Now, the monetization strategies are covered in another video, but you can have your very first show up and charge someone for an ad or to be interviewed by you or whatever. There are many strategies that I've covered. You can be monetized on TV from day one. You don't have to wait for any threshold of anything for you to be monetized. Now, when it comes to set the cost of setup, YouTube is of course free. TV is not. Regardless of, even if you find a way to build it yourself, you're going to find that you are going to have some out-of-pocket expenditure. But this is a good thing because it is the reason why TV feels so exclusive. It is the reason why, even though you could run into Target or Walmart and buy yourself a wallet, you are preferring to buy a Gucci wallet, or you want a Lamborghini instead of a Toyota Corolla. Okay, the fact that there is something exclusive and expensive about something, and TV, honestly, guys, it's really not that expensive. I promise you, with us, you can have a channel built and up for an entire year for the cost of 1 month's rent of a decent apartment here in Tampa, Florida. So pricing and all that is on another page. I don't want to put numbers out there, and because we have the right to change it, so visit the page for that. But when it comes to the cost, there is a cost associated with getting your television channel started. There's really not any cost to getting your YouTube channel started, unless, of course, you count buying your cell phone so that you have a camera at the very least. The cost to watch. Now, YouTube is, of course, free to watch. And what you may see will be influenced by algorithms. Television also has a free opportunity. The channels we build are free view channels. Now, when it comes to something like Netflix has 2 weeks free, and then you move over into a membership opportunity. As at this time, we're not building an on TV membership opportunity. What we do build membership platforms in the back end, but that is not an on TV. That is not something we're doing at this time. So if you're looking for a true membership on television where people pay to watch it on television, like a pay-per-view or something, we don't have that capacity at this time, at the making of this video. But what we have used our television channel for is to create teaser content. We use teaser content on YouTube to send people to TV. We've also done teaser content on TV to send people to our paid, through the pay gate, to our membership content, which is usually on our mobile app. So we have an exclusive mobile app, and depending on the package of television channel that we build for you, you could also have a mobile app where your content is viewed on the mobile app, and now that can be behind a paid wall. So that, in a nutshell, is a comparison of YouTube versus television. Now, when it comes to television studio access, I'm going to encourage you to look for your local public access television station in your area. Now, in Tampa, Florida, where I am, our public access TV is actually not free, and it is considered more affordable than a traditional TV studio experience. So you can go to the public access TV studio and record your content a little bit more affordable. But honestly, at PSI TV, most of our interviews, because we are a podcast style show on TV, most of our interviews are done via Zoom or Google Meet, guys, honestly. So we rarely take our guests into the TV studio. We have done that. We do have that capacity. We do make that available if they're willing to pay the price for that. But you can use Zoom to record your content. You can use your iPhone to record your content. Now, the quality of the content, we're not responsible for, because you are going to create your content. But that is not going to stop you from getting your content up on television. Once it's up on television, you have to decide the caliber of show you want to put up there. But when it comes to some, access, your phone can be your TV studio. I promise you, in our world, it can be. I can't say for the other providers, but if you have your channel built at PSI TV and your TV studio is what you can accommodate on your iPhone, trust me, you can still have a TV channel that way. We still encourage you to have YouTube, and depending on how we are working together, we may insist you have a YouTube channel. Whether or not you make that YouTube channel public or you keep it, unlisted content, that is up to you. For us, our content is mirrored on YouTube because we are looking, our business model is we want to have as broad an access to audience as possible. But if you're trying to maintain exclusivity for your TV content, you may choose to do it a different way. That ends this video. Join me in the next one.